Someone puts it beautifully when they described this fragrance, and they said, decadence by name and by nature. This is a bold dance between masculine edge and feminine allure. Hello scented world, welcome back to yet another fragrance review. My name is JP and it's always a pleasure to have the returning viewers, and for those who are joining us for the first time, you are by far most welcome. This channel exists to share informative content through our fragrance reviews and our unboxing experiences so that you have a worthwhile buying experience. Yes, so if that sounds like content that you really are down for, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss out every single time we drop a review. So today we're going to talk about a fragrance that unfortunately has been discontinued. It's no longer in production. However, there's still some places where you can find it at a ridiculous price, but you can still find it. That's the good news. So the fragrance we're going to talk about today is one of the most iconic fragrances to be released in 2015. And I think 2015, 2016 and 17 was a year where most iconic fragrances were released. It was something about those years that we got some beautiful offerings, and this one sadly has been discontinued, although it was just released now in 2015. So today we're going to talk about it. We're going to have a deep dive, talk about the fragrance, the makeup of the fragrance, and how it could be of practical use to you should you get your hands on it. All right, so the fragrance we're talking about today, it's a beautiful creation from the house of Marc Jacobs, and this one, it's called Decadence. So Decadence is an oriental floral fragrance for women, and this is marketed for women. However, and I will speak much later on about the obsession of men on this fragrance. It was released in 2015, like I alluded earlier on, and the master perfumers behind this one is Annie Buzanchian and Anne Gottlieb. It is said that Marc Jacobs considers Decadence as his first mature release in 2015. For instance, Daisy is a sweet girl from next door, Lola is quirky, and Decadence is sexy and sophisticated. An interesting thought process behind these creations if you think about it. Alright, let's talk about the bottle presentation, then jump into the juice talk. We have unfortunately misplaced the box of this fragrance. I would have loved to include it in this review. However, this is how the box looks like. It has this beautiful velvety texture to it, and within that box there are two separate packages that unbox the cap and the bottle. So the cap has this beautiful green and black pattern that resembles a snake, and it has edges of gold, and the chain is also gold. There is this beautiful tassel here that is black, and the glass is green. The atomizer should be gold. To some, this bottle might be tacky, but to people like myself, we love this level of creativity. All right, let's jump into the juice talk. And yes, I'm not gonna waste any sprays. I mean, look at the amount of juice that is left in this. I'm not gonna do that to myself or to my wife for that matter. I'm saving this juice. This opens with plum, saffron, and iris. Sweet, and I mean very sweet, fruity with a touch of herbs in the initial sprays. And as the scent develops into the mid, you get orris, jasmine, and Bulgarian rose. And it is at this point where this fragrance turns juicy, opulent, and unmistakably feminine. Now, by the time it gets to the base, you are going to realize that Decadence isn't trying to play it safe, with notes of vetiver, papyrus, and liquid amber. This is a complex fragrance. It is just built different. It has that, oh, this is special effect on it, as Joy Amin would say. Fruity and floral, well balanced. The opening is just as amazing as the dry down. This fragrance develops into something different throughout the life of the scent, which is altogether an amazing experience. So who is this for? Typically, I would say 30 and up, but even people over 30 find this a bit challenging and beefy. I mean, a friend of mine shared with me that it was Decadence that brought her to the conclusion that she's a gourmand and a floral girly, and these Boss Babe fragrances are just not for her, and she had to give it away. I hope this paints a picture for you that this is a complex and a polarizing scent profile, and it makes a great acquisition for anyone who loves commanding attention. This makes an amazing wearing experience for the office and for dinner with somebody special. You might just need to dial down the number of sprays for those settings. This is an alluring cold weather scent, amazing during nighttime and rainy days. The plum, the jasmine, and the rose just blooms in the cold. Does that rhyme? Now let's talk about projection and longevity. This does not hold back in any way, shape, or form. The projection is just bold for the first 2 hours, an absolute head turner, all thanks to the sweetness coming from the plum. And when it comes to longevity, easily over 8 hours. So here are my closing remarks. Not only is this fragrance great, but it is nicely presented. It stands out in comparison to most Marc Jacobs bottles. Someone puts it beautifully when they describe this fragrance, and they said, "Decadence by name and by nature." This is a bold dance between masculine edge and feminine allure. There's no surprise why most men love this fragrance. It was and still is out of the norm for what is typically marketed towards the female audience, and that is why to this very day it will go down as a great offering, not only just for the female counterpart but for the male counterpart as well, because the wearing experience of this fragrance has definitely left a mark and memories in many people's experiences. And that is it from my side, guys. Please be so kind to share in the comment section if you are familiar with this fragrance. Have you tested it? Did you own it at some point? Or do you own the flanker? I am aware they have the flanker, the one with the frosted bottle that has a beautiful presentation as well. Please be so kind to share on the comment section. What has been your experience? What's your take on Decadence? Are you in the party of those who say that we cannot stand this fragrance, or are you with us who says that this is a beautiful creation? And while you're at it, remember to hit the subscribe button and smash the notification bell so that you never miss out every single time we drop a review. Until we meet again on yet another fragrance review, remember to keep well and stay smelling great.